Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I hope you guys are doing well. I am here with my July 2024 currently inked video. And I also need you guys' help with something. So I'm gonna run through my currently inked and then I'm going to ask you guys my question. So let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm super excited. I have some brighter colors here because when I think of July, especially after moving back up to New England, I think of bright colors. I think of fireworks, things like that. So let's go. I think of the beach. So let's try this out. I'm not going to um, I'm not going to share in any particular order of color. I'm just going to grab and go type thing. And give me 1 second here. All right. So let's start with this. This is a Kaweco Sport, and it is in Frosted Banana. This nib is a broad nib. I am venturing out a bit, guys, because I was really focusing on my extra fine and fines. And I'll kind of talk about that in a bit, but let's talk about the color I have in this pen. Can you guys see that? I'm working on my skills here when it comes to recording. All right, so this is inked with Diamine Candlelight. And I'm really enjoying this yellow because it is readable. I kind of looked. I love yellow. I love honeys and mustard colors. Kaweco Sport broad nib, and it is in the Frosted Banana, and it writes so well. Look at how wet that is. So I am very excited about this and taking a bit of inspiration from my friend Elyse. Let me show you guys a writing sample of this one. So hopefully that helps. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys find that helpful. So let's go with my next inked. And it's another Kaweco Sport. This is in the limited apricot pearl. And I was so tempted because it came with an orange ink cartridge, and I think it said sunset orange, and I was so tempted to use that. However, Elyse sent me a sample of the Cornaline d'Egypte color from J. Urban 1798, and I have been itching to ink this up, and it does not disappoint whatsoever. Excuse me. Sorry for my voice, guys. I have been sneezing this morning. I think we need to clean our filter, our air filter. And so I love this orange so much. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. and it has the slightest shimmer in here. I'm going to compare it once I use this ink up here to another sample that Elyse sent. I believe it is Van Diamine, and this is in a medium nib. Sorry guys, clearly cannot do two things at once here. An apricot pearl. So Van Diamine's the Queen, what was it? Oh my goodness. Queentown Gold Mine. And I'm going to compare the two and see which one I like better. And then I will be purchasing a bottle of one or the other. So you might see that in next month's Currently Inked, but I am, oh yeah, loving this color. It was actually, I did a lot yesterday and I inked these up yesterday and I wanted to test them out. But look at this. You cannot see the shimmer because it is ever so subtle and the lighting here is pretty overcast, but I love it so, so much. So there is that. So let's see. My next, let's go with this one. This is, oh, let me get that going here. This is Venta Serena. This is an ink. It was one of the first samples that I purchased. And I tried inking it up in several pens. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to add more fountain pens to my collection. And this is a TWSBI Mini in rose and white rose gold. Rose gold and a medium nib. And it seems to work well here. This color reminds me of the beach, more so, to be honest. Oh, I don't know. Just the shading on this reminds me of beach sand, and at the same time, the water. But I'm kind of gonna say here that both the beaches up here in New England and in Florida, but more so in Florida a lot. And so I'm super excited to finally use this ink. I hope it behaves well. We'll have to see as time goes on here throughout the month. And let me show you a sample of this. I really, really enjoyed writing with it. And for the days during the month of July that I'm wanting more of a neutral color, this will be perfect. All right, next is the Monteverde in, so it's Monteverde Key Lime. And this was generously sent to me by Elyse, a sample here. And it is in a TWSBI clear and an extra fine nib. And it's actually writing better today. I feel, honestly, I think it is this particular pen. I have noticed it really hasn't mattered what ink since I purchased this pen. This was truly my first TWSBI Mini. It hasn't really mattered what ink I put in here. It's hasn't really written that well, or perhaps it's just me and the angle I'm writing. So I'm going to continue to try. And I even thought, because one of Elise's last videos, she switched her pen with this ink because it's Monteverde for me is a super wet, lubricated ink, and never had any issues with it. So I figured Elyse mentioned changing it from a medium nib to extra fine, and it wrote so much better. And I knew this, this extra fine was kind of, so I figured it might be okay. Uh, so far, let me show you the fun that we've had. So grateful for it. I love this ink. Okay, guys, it's so grateful. It's just really me, I think, me and the pen itself. But this was how much fun we had. I think it's the pen because I was writing, going through these Bible studies, and then all of a sudden ink just splattered out of the pen. So I really feel like it's a pen issue. Sorry for the bouncing there. Uh, Not ink. So yeah, it was just so much fun. And I enjoyed it, and I'm figuring things out. And I think I'm actually going to re-ink this pen, uh, put more of that sample in it because I really love this color. All right, so next is the Three Oysters in Scarlet. And this is feathering. I noticed I had to put a little of the white lightning that Vanessa sells to get this flowing, get this pen flowing, but it is feathering. And I noticed that with another pen I have inked up at the moment too that I put white lightning in. So I'm wondering if it's that and not the ink itself. This is my vintage platinum pocket pen in a fine nib. And yeah, and I did not put a lot of white lightning in at all. So I am thinking it's that. I'm not sure. So I'm learning here as I go. But this pen writes like a dream. Here we go. Here's another sample. And I used it in my prayer book this morning. See, there's not as much feathering here as there is. I'm using this Leuchtturm notebook that I've had with the blank pages because I want to use up my notebooks that I have. I switched from this A6 from last month because it's just too small. I'm still going to use it myself in the background here. All right, so the next pen is this one here. This is a Sailor Mini with the 14 karat nib. It's the gray, Ayur gray. And the ink that I have in here is so beautiful. It is Noodler's Periwinkle. And again, this is a Sailor Mini. I think it's a Pro Gear Mini. I can never remember. In the Ayur Gray. And it is a medium fine. All of their minis, from my understanding, is in a medium fine nib. And this ink writes so well. I love the color. I absolutely adore it, and I'm so glad that I got it. So there's that. The next pen we're gonna talk about an ink. This is my Pilot Prayer in cream. And I had Monteverde Moonstone in here. And I decided to take, um, put, this is Pilot Sepia, the sepia cartridge back in here to use it up this month. So Pilot Sepia, and it is the cartridge, just for those that want to know. And this is a Pilot Prayer and cream with a fine nib. So I'm loving the Pilot Prayer. I'm loving this nib. And I have been debating and saving up for a vanishing point, but I'm not quite sure. I'm really liking the collection of pens that I have now. So the next pen, an ink combination, this is Ferris Wheel Press, Blushing Mushroom. And I had to use the white lightning in this, but I'm not noticing any feathering. So that kind of reminded me of this. And I thank Elyse again because she did send me this, and I ended up purchasing a bottle because I love it so much. Like, I've been using this every day. So, and this is in a Kaweco Sport in Bordeaux. This was my first Kaweco that I purchased, and it has a medium nib. I was reluctant after seeing a lot of reviews and people indicating that the nibs kind of were not great. So I figured I'd try it out, and then after I tried this out for about a month, I ordered these two, but they've been sitting for a month. So like I said, I'm loving this ink color and the combination on the pen as well. It writes so well. All right, so the next pen I'm going to talk about is this very special pen right here. I'm just going to push this up so you can see. This pen I purchased with some gift cards that my parents sent me for my birthday in May. My mom and I both love the color purple. I would have to say, though, that she loves it even more than I do. And I wanted something that was special, something that is timeless. And I ended up purchasing this Sailor, what is it called? One second, I have it written down. Sailor 1911 Four Seasons Weave Rain Sound edition in the color Drizzle. This is a 21K nib, and I think I told you that this Sailor is a 14K. So I have this inked. It's almost out of ink. I've been using it. I used it throughout the month of June. Teranishi Innocent Mauve. And this, I'm not going to write all of that out, but it is a Sailor 1911. I'm just going to put Four Seasons, Rain, Drizzle. That's the name of the pen if you're looking for it. And it is in a 21K medium fine nib. And it writes really well. It is, I can tell by the flow that it's low on ink, but I wanted to use it up. Number one, I love the Teranishi brand of inks. I love this Innocent Mauve color, and I've used it since I've used it in a pen since I received it. The next two pens are recent acquisitions here. This is a Banu Talisman in the Sakura Cherry Blossom. I purchased this. It's an exclusive to Gold Spot pens, and I have it inked with Robert Oster's Cherry Blossom. And this is the other pen that I said I used the White Lightning in and was feathering on this Leuchtturm paper. When I use it, of course, in my Wonderland 222 or even my notebook therapy, there's no feathering. It's just this particular paper. And this is a Banu Talisman. I had so many Banu pens added to my list of pens, and I just could not I could not press the purchase button. And then as soon as I saw this one, I was like, I have got to have it. So this nib is a medium nib. They only had broad left, and then thankfully, gratefully, Gold Spot sells the Schmidt nib separately. So I ended up purchasing the medium nib on this, and it writes like a dream. It's a very smooth pen to write with. I've been picking it up every single day. I cannot get enough of it. And then the last pen I have to share is this little cute Opus 88 Mini in Cherry Blossom. This is also another Gold Spot exclusive pen. However, I purchased this on Mercari because at the time Gold Spot was out of them. And this is inked with my Noodlers Mariharu or Manjiro. Sorry, I always do that. Nakahama. And I'm not going to write the rest, but it's Whalesman Sepia. And this is, like I said, Opus 88. And it is the Pocket Cherry Blossom. And I think, yeah, I still have the broad, hopefully you didn't see my head there, broad nib for now. But I did purchase a medium nib to change it out. I wanted to try it out first, and I am enjoying the flow of the broad nib, but I know it's not going to be my number one choice. So there you have it. That is my July currently inked. I'm loving the brighter colors so much. My next, what I want to talk about next is this pen here. I purchased this pen on eBay for a birthday gift. It was $100. This is an Esterbrook SD in Winter White. I live in New England. We get a lot of snow here. And I was just really attracted to this pen. I actually have two other Esterbrookes. However, I need your help on how I can clean this out. I inked this with Monteverde California Teal, and this it's almost like ink is getting in here, like it's the grind. I don't know the terminology, guys. It's pretty much just stuck in there, and I'm not able to get it all cleaned out. I've spent more than an hour trying to clean this. I don't really want to buy a sonic cleaner because I I don't feel like those we should be using those. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why I'm asking you guys. I've tried to like even a Q-tip in there, but I don't want cotton to get stuck in there. I don't really have a any other type of brush that I can fit in there. The next, my next idea is just dedicating this to like teal and blue ink. Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. I know I've watched videos from Goulet saying, you know, certain inks or certain pens maybe just dedicate certain colors. So help. What do you guys, please help me with this. Any suggestions that you have that are, of course, safe, because I do not want to ruin the pen. It came with a medium, fine nib, I mean, and this is writes so beautifully. And I do love the feel of the pen, and I enjoyed writing with the pen. I used it quite a bit, as you can see. This is the California teal. So I spent a lot of time writing with it. And I at first I was very disappointed, and then God kind of leaded me to ask you guys, like, what are your thoughts on cleaning this? Is it a defect? You know, maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. Please help. So thank you all so much. I'm wishing you a wonderful month, and I look forward to watching everyone else's July currently inked videos. Bye.